32,000 square kilometers and almost 24 million people. That's how big Taiwan is. As small as Belgium, but double the population. So it must be mostly cities, right? Coastal cities, right? Well, it's true that there are many beautiful cities and beaches here, but there is much more than that. Despite being an island, Taiwan is actually a mountain country. With 277 peaks over 3,000 meters, it's the most mountainous island in the world. These mountains divide the island from north to south, creating a variety of diverse habitats and ecosystems, varying widely not only as the elevation changes from alpine grasslands and coniferous forests, but also from north to south. The southern tropical region enjoys direct sunlight all year, with rich tropical rainforests and windswept semi-arid coastlines. Here it feels like summer most of the year. North of the Tropic of Cancer, regular monsoonal rains make the plains and forests flourish, with dense subtropical rainforests in the lower elevations and colorful deciduous foliage higher up in the mountains, leading to a great variation in flora and fauna around the island. This diversity is further enhanced by geological differences between the regions, where the movement of tectonic plates push up ancient seabeds from millions of years ago into towering mountains. The soft sandstone erodes with the rains, coloring the rivers a vibrant shade of turquoise. These rivers show their colors even on a cloudy day. Volcanic rock is much tougher though, and the rivers that cut through these basalt and marble canyons are crystal clear, picking up much less sediment as they make their way to the ocean. These rivers take on a deep blue hue with the sunlight. Here, fish flourish and adventurers find a soothing reprieve from a hot summer's sun. With so many mountains, Taiwan has become a hiker's paradise. We now go to Taiwan's most mountainous region, Nantou, which is the only county in Taiwan that doesn't have any coastline. There we are going to meet my friend Anqing, a local aborigines from the Bunun tribe. For the Bunun tribe, the mountains aren't just a source of beauty and recreation, but also a source of life. These are their historic hunting grounds, and the rivers that flow down from them provide them with their drinking water and irrigate their fields. In the old days, almost everything they needed, the mountains would provide. Anqing grew up in these hills, and he knows them better than anyone. Now he's going to take us up to show us the spectacular scenery. This video brought to you by Taiwan Plus, giving you the inside story on a small island with a big heart. 好，快好了。
哎，小飞，你是鼎鼎有名的小飞吗？
哦，谢谢，你是鼎鼎有名的安静。
What's different about hiking nowadays and how you used to do it?
我们还没有接触这个登山的时候，我啦爬山都是带一支枪、打火机、盐巴，我就可以闯荡山上3-4天，一个礼拜。啊，回来以后就满满的猎物回家。啊，现在因为时代不同，不能带枪了嘛。啊，现在我们就是按照我们登山的那种顺序来，衣服、睡袋、帐篷都要全部都要带在身边。过去我们去山上登山是连棉被、睡袋都没有背的，只有打火机，米有时候还不带，就盐巴，就这么简单。
This here is the Batonguan Trail in Nantou Xinyi Township. It stretches from Dongpu Village over the mountains to Walami on the other side in Hualien. And as you can see, this is one crazy route. Many of the places are so narrow that only one person can walk at a time, and in places where the trail has washed out, it's only 15 centimeters wide, and we have to hold on to these chains just to stay on the path. It starts at the bottom at Dongpu, where I met my friend Anqing, who is a local Aboriginal porter, and he carried up many of the supplies you see in the trail to make them possible, such as these chains and also the metal handholds that you see on the side. Now this area is all Ushan National Park, but historically it's part of the Bunun hunting grounds. Here, Anqing's ancestors have lived for hundreds of years and hunted in these very hills, collecting pigs, flying squirrels, and deer, and also fishing in the rivers below.
我们布农族过去的生活领域是在这边这座山。刚刚那个东埔部落是以前是周族的，周族他们过去在那边是有打铁、制作刀器跟斧头。我们布农族比较不会，布农族很会打猎。打完猎的时候，我们的山肉就会找周族他们 换取工具，因为我们以前没有金钱嘛，我们就用以物易物，用肉来跟他们换取斧头，所以那个地方以前就叫做卖斧头的地方，所以叫东部，东部就是斧头。他们过去州族会有制作铁器的，是因为他们很早就跟平地有接触。我们布农族，我们是高山民族，比较原始一点，我们没有在制作铁器的东西。
Now it's a popular hiking trail, which we're going to take about 5 kilometers until we get to Yunlong Waterfall, one of many giant waterfalls here in Taiwan. I brought you all here today to see how magnificent these hills are. As you can see, they're very large. Despite being at 1,000 meters elevation right now, we're actually only a quarter of the way up the mountains here on our side. And that's not the only reason I brought here though, because Taiwan isn't only diverse geographically, geologically, and ecologically, Taiwan is also very diverse culturally. Anqing is from the Bunun tribe, which lives in this area. And Bunun are just one of 16 extant Aboriginal tribes, each with their own language and their own culture. And even inside the Bunun tribes, there are many differences between the languages and culture from different areas. Like my friend Iran, who is also Bunun, but from the complete opposite side of the island on the east coast, has many stories and events that are different in their culture to the local Bunun here.
阿米nun，
布农族以前的那个长辈哦，他这个智慧其实有道理哦。谁家的后面或是前面这家里的附近有猫头鹰声音，就代表那个家有人怀孕，会有胎盘或是怀孕的一些味道哈。猫头鹰以为说是动物的小孩子他要去吃，所以人也怀孕的时候，他会到附近，10有8次都会对。
How is it that the Bunun tribe came to live in these mountains?
我们以前跟现在的人教育孩子的不一样。在我们布农族的历史来讲，我阿公跟我讲说，在300年前，我们也曾经住过都市，就住在彰化那一带鹿港。因为那300年前汉人就从大陆一直迁过来，大陆过来的有的是海盗，有的是强盗，有的是犯人逃窜到台湾的，他们很凶悍的。我们布农族因为我们的武器都是比较古老的，他们就已经比较先进，所以我们就长江后浪推前浪，把我们布农族原住民一直推举到山上。
For hundreds of years, the Bunun people used to hunt in the hills down below. The city there, Dongpu, was famous for its axes, and they used to trade the axe heads with the plains tribes at the time. Later, when the Han Chinese came over through about 300 years ago, they were slowly pushed farther and farther into the mountains. Even later, during the Japanese occupation period, the Japanese Empire decided to cut this trail through the mountain as a way for them to easier manage and control opposition from within the tribes, as well as transfer goods from one tribal nation to the other. This created a lot of conflict though, as each tribe is very fiercely territorial for their hunting grounds, and many bloody battles were fought along this trail. Now though, it's part of Ushan National Park and a public hiking trail for anyone. If you ever get yourself to Taiwan, this one is highly recommended. It's not for the faint of heart though. On the side plunging down below is a 600-meter drop. It's a good thing I've got these chains. Come on, let's go check out the waterfall.
这个地方叫巴通关越岭古道的父子断崖。父子断崖的由来是有一对父子去打猎，然后刚好那一天他们要回程的时候，背了很多的猎物，背得很重，刚好又是台风天，下大雨，土石崩落，道路都被冲刷了以后，勉强要回家，看到部落了嘛，一定要回家了。然后不小心小孩子从这边摔下去，然后下去了以后就忘记呼吸，纪念这个小朋友，所以统称为父子断崖。这边没有那么壮观，在里面那比较壮观了。
可是很漂亮。
台湾是一个很多元的文化，除了闽南人以外，还有外省人，还有客家人。 甚至于我们原住民里面，现在被认证的有16族，16族的语言文化跟吃的文化都不一样的。我们布农族过去的吃的文化是比较特别，是我们打到类物以后，我们的类物都是用烘干的。烤干，泰雅族的话，他们喜欢用腌肉，放盐巴腌在一个桶子里面啊，水啊，那个味道会很重。所以台湾的文化其实差很多。希望外国人知道说，台湾其实很重要，一定要流传下去的，就是我们台湾的原住民是多样性的，不是只有一种。它下面是10几组的10几个，像类似一个国家，因为语言都不通嘛。
我今天当Bunun的猎人。Now we're gonna have dinner.
这是我们的新香料，采一点叶子不能采回家哦。这个在我们布农族的名称叫做北木斯。北木斯。北木斯它是算是一种新香料。我们炒山猪肉、山羌、飞鼠，还有清蒸溪里面的鱼，也是把叶子放在肚子里面来做清蒸。听说吃了身体会很健康。尤其男人会这样，
会这么强，我都没有吃，这个给我带回家，看起来需要。
这个不能带回家了，还是放回去因为国家公园的东西一草一木都不能拿
非常好，
好，走。
漂亮，
真的漂亮哦，台湾真漂亮。
哇，有水。Woo, how beautiful! Oh my goodness, that was a mix of Chinese and English. How 漂亮, so beautiful. Yunlong Waterfall is a large, multi-tiered waterfall in Nantou Township. Where I'm standing now is about halfway up the waterfall, and at 1,640 meters above sea level, it's also only about halfway up the mountains. That's because now we're standing in the shadow of Wushan Mountain, which is 3,950 meters above sea level, nearly 4,000 meters high. When standing on top of such a large waterfall and with such big mountains towering above us, one has to ask oneself, is Taiwan really small? It doesn't look small to me. Yeah!
你要吃那个虾子，西虾，鱼、龙虾，什么都有，山菜、山产都有，看你要吃什么都有。
最好吃的烤肉就在台湾的南投布农族，好吃。
Just falling more and more in love with this place every day. I love Taiwan. Like, wow, what an incredible country this is.